Hello and welcome back to Green Hill Gaming, where I share my passion of video games with the whole wide world. In this live stream, I'll be discussing why, in the name of God, can't we get a good Resident Evil movie slash series adaptation? While I play Resident Evil Remake, so sit back, relax, grab your green herb, but as always, and more importantly, enjoy the live stream, which I'm now going to get up and running as I always do um, on my phone. That is how I interact with my lovely viewers now on my channel, seeing as I removed the comments from my TV and killed off my computer voice. Okay, I'm actually going to start a new game. I just thought my save data was gone there for whatever reason because it was asking me to sign up to ResidentEvil.net, which I already signed up to. That's okay. New game. Okay, but before we actually start the new game, okay, so there's been like 6 Resident Evil movies with Paul Anderson, like or hate them. There's been the Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City reboot movie. There's been quite a few CGI animated Resident Evil movies, and they're including a Netflix series, and there's a live action Netflix series on the way. But I think it's safe to say that none of them are actually really good Resident Evil movie slash series adaptation. And I mean, I can only ask, why? The source material is looking back at you right now. Hollywood, Netflix. This is Resident Evil. What you were about to see in this live stream is Resident Evil. This is the source material. This is the lore. I hear time in and time out how these directors and producers are going to, stay true to that source material, to the lore, to the games. The director of Welcome to Raccoon City said numerous times that his movie is a very faithful adaptation of the games, and I think we can all agree that that wasn't the case at all. Instead, what you have, okay, what you have in Hollywood and what you have in Netflix, right, is these casual Resident Evil fans who jumped on the bandwagon of the Resident Evil series very late, very late on in the series when it was really, really popular. And did they watch Let's Play, right? Let's Play videos on YouTube of classic Resident Evil, and I think they have what it takes then to make a Resident Evil movie slash adaptation, and it just none of them end up being good as a result of them not being actual like hardcore long-term fans of the Resident Evil series that actually played these games from start to finish, and not didn't go to YouTube and watch Let's Play videos, and who understand the lore of Resident Evil. Like, there's so much more to Resident Evil than just zombies and the various other bioweapons and the Umbrella Corporation. There's so much more. So much more. There's a deep lore in the Resident Evil series that nobody in Hollywood and Netflix has attempted to faithfully adapt on the big screen or the small screen. And I see that Minzy's in the live stream. Yo, Gigi, how's it going? I'm doing very well, Minzy. Thank you so much for asking. How are you doing? Minzy? as always, great to have you on the channel. You're very welcome to my live stream where I'm going to eventually be playing Resident Evil Remake, but I mainly want to discuss like why we can't get a good Resident Evil movie slash series. Why? When you consider that everything is there, it's all there, the lore is there, the script of these games are there, you know? So I was talking there a moment ago, before Minji joined the live stream. Like, there's so much more to the lore of Resident Evil than just creating a zombie action flick. Oh, there's the worm monster that I've seen in a Let's Play Resident Evil video on YouTube. Oh, there's the zombie dogs that I've seen in top 3 jump scares in Resident Evil, jumping through the window in Resident Evil 1, you know. There's so much more to Resident Evil than that. What you have to understand is that the zombies, right, are just a byproduct of a biological weapon, a biological virus called the T virus, which is a variant of the progenitor virus, which was developed by Oswald E. Spencer and his friends and founding members of the Umbrella Corporation to evolve humanity, because that was Oswald E. Spencer's ultimate goal, ultimate ambition, to evolve humanity, to inject select children with the progenitor virus, which was the project, which was Project Wesker, or the Wesker Children Project, which was actually set up by Dr. Wesker and Oswald E. Spencer. So that's a lot more than just zombies. Oswald E. Spencer didn't want to create zombies. Nobody in Umbrella wanted to create zombies. It was nobody's intention to create zombies. Zombies, again, are a byproduct, or a mistake, actually, of the T virus. And the T virus is a variant of the progenitor virus. It was the US military, it was the US Army who approached the Umbrella Corporation, approached Oswald E. Spencer and said, look, we would be interested if you develop the biological weapons for us, for our military, and we would fund you. We would fund your organization, we would give you a lot of money. Oswald Spencer knew that he needed a lot of money, even though he was an earl, even though he was very, very rich. He still needed a lot more money to fund his, Wesker Children Project and the progenitor virus project, and his ultimate goal to evolve humanity with the progenitor virus, because the progenitor virus basically altered the DNA of a human, making them stronger and smarter, and that's what Oswald Spencer wanted to do to evolve humanity. Now that's very deep, but it's lore. It's the lore of the Resident Evil series that has never been explored, and I'll get your comment down in a moment, Mincy, don't worry. Never been explored in any adaptation of Resident Evil, be it on the big screen or the small screen. Never once been explored. I mean, there's so much lore. So as we play, and eventually I will play this game, as we play it through the game, I want you to just take note of everything. Take note of the cutscenes, take note of the dialogue, take note of the atmosphere of the game, take note of everything that's going on, and I'll talk through it, and just look at what's already there. So much more there. I never played Resident Evil games. Oh, you're missing out, Minzy, my boy. You gotta play some Resident Evil before you kick the bucket. But what I can tell you is I'm fed up with Capcom. Only games they're milking is Street Fighter, Resident Evil. Okay, Minzy, can I be honest with you without being rude to you? I think it's a pretty silly thing to say. I think it's you're obviously a big fan of Mortal Kombat, right? And I'm a big fan of Mortal Kombat. I could say the same thing about Mortal Kombat. I could say I'm milking Mortal Kombat. How many times after rebooting it? Like there was the original reboot, then they went back in time, and now they're going back in time again. Or now they're creating a new era. So you could say the same, but not just Mortal Kombat. You could say the same with any series. I disagree with you about Street Fighter. I know there's multiple versions of Street Fighter 2, but it's a series. So I don't know if you're referring to Street Fighter 6, but it's called progressing a series. I wouldn't call it milking it. It's like Call of Duty, um, Final Fantasy, Sonic. The list goes on. I can't agree with you there, Minzy, on the milking side of things. Monster Hunter sold extremely well. Monster Hunter Rise and Monster Hunter World, sold extremely well. Um, Same with Resident Evil. I don't know if I agree with you about milking. Maybe I would prefer to see more new games from Resident Evil instead of remaking Resident Evil 4. I'm looking forward to the remake of Resident Evil 4, in particular because of the VR2 support. I don't think that game needs a remake. I would have preferred if it was actually called Veronica. So I prefer, like, instead of remaking 2 and 3 and 4, I would prefer to have just had like maybe DLC for Village once and for all, for fuck's sake, and obviously Resident Evil 9, or just a new Resident Evil game instead of a remake. You know, so I can't agree with you in terms of like I don't. I think milking is GTA 5. That's milking the one game across multiple generations for multiple years. That's milking. Releasing new games in a long running series is not milking in my eyes. I love classic Capcom games. Strider, Forgotten Worlds. Oh, so what you mean is you'd like to see more games from Capcom's classic library. Oh, well, I can understand. I'm with you on that one, actually. There's one game I'd love to see them bring back, and that's Devil's Quest, or Demon's Quest. Bring that game back. I'd love that. I see what you mean now. I see what you mean now. I wasn't too sure what you meant. And nonetheless, I think we've gotten a bit off track here. So I'm going to finally play a Resident Evil Remake now, and I want you to just take note of the lore. And I'm certainly going to delve deep into that lore as well. So focus your eyes and ears on this game, and I'm certainly going to, be the commentary as we play, listen, and watch this game together. And we'll the back of our mind we'll be asking ourselves the question, why can't we get a good Resident Evil movie/series? Because the source material is right here. It's right here. Let's go, new game.
Resident Evil.
So straight away, Resident Evil. This is Resident Evil, right? This is the game series that Hollywood and Netflix are trying to adapt on the big screen and small screen every single time. This is the game right here, Resident Evil. I am a Mortal Kombat fan, yes, but I want something new from Capcom. I understand exactly what you mean now. Street Fighter is given because that's of their flagship, but where the heck is I know exactly what you're saying now. I wasn't your original comment. If you don't mind me saying, your original comment didn't imply that you meant you want classic games. Like you said, you're fed up with Capcom only games they're milking. You see, if you said the only games they were releasing, I'd understand. But you said that the only games they're milking, and I personally don't think that Capcom are milking Street Fighter or milking Resident Evil or milking Monster Hunter. I think Rockstar Games, because they're the publisher of Grand Theft Auto, are milking GTA 5. But I know what you meant now, so that's okay. No, I know what you mean now. So you want some more like older Capcom games to come back. I agree with you. There's so many companies that have a lot of back catalogue games that would be very fun to see in today's world. But I actually go with the original display, or does that mean like graphically? I would just go widescreen all the way. It doesn't matter. I will go as original controls though. Subtitles. Supon is a fan of subtitles. Coulson, my boy, welcome back to Green Hill Gaming. You're always very welcome to Green Hill Gaming. How are you doing this evening, Coulson? You are very welcome to my Resident Evil live stream, essentially. All things Resident Evil. But in particular, Coulson, I'm discussing why can't we get an actual good Resident Evil movie / series that is based off the official lore, the actual series, this game that you're about to see right here, Resident Evil. Why can't we get it? Why can't we get it? And I'm glad you're feeling better, Coulson. I'm delighted to hear that. Okay, I'm going to just choose normal difficulty. So it's easy, normal. Oh no, wait a second. I almost did hard difficulty. No, this is easy, normal, hard. So this can actually be confusing if you actually didn't look at this properly. I'm surprised how they haven't fixed this, like with the ports. It's been there since the original. Like you basically have 1, 2, and 3. And the way most games start off easy, normal, and hard. You'd be mistaken for presuming the first difficulty is easy, but it's actually hard, like climbing a mountain, fulfilling, but takes. So basically, I'm going to go with taking a hike, which is normal. Sure, I think they could make a good animated series if they cared. Animated live action, I'm not picky. I just want somebody in Hollywood or Netflix to actually base the movie or series on the actual games and explore the deep lore. Because Coulson, you see, there's an issue here. And what you have here in Hollywood and Netflix are casual Resident Evil fans who jumped on the bandwagon of the Resident Evil brand once it became hugely popular, with the success of 4, 5, and onwards. And they watch a couple of Let's Play classic Resident Evil videos on YouTube, and they think that they're hardcore fans of the series, and they think they're in a position, qualified to make a good Resident Evil movie / series adaptation. And evidently, that's not the case. They see like top 3 jump scares in Resident Evil, and they see the dogs jumping through the window and think, oh, this is so cool, let's put this into the movie, That's what you have. You don't have hardcore, long-term, original Resident Evil fans who play the games, who understand the lore. You don't have those people in a position to adapt Resident Evil on the big screen or small screen, and that's the problem. That is what needs to change. That is what needs to change right now. Japan, here's your chance. Maybe Capcom themselves, like they're a Japanese company, need to actually jump on board and actually make an adaptation of their own series. No. As you can see, that right there is Chris Redfield. That's how he looks. That's his name. That's who he is. He's a member of STARS from the Raccoon Police Department. He's not Bobby Smith. He's not Jack White. Okay, he's not an original character. Let's throw in an original character. Sorry. This is Chris Redfield. So if you want to adapt Resident Evil on the big screen or small screen, that is Chris Redfield. This is the character that's in the game. Chad Middleton, my boy, you're also very welcome back to Green Hill Gaming. Always welcome to the live streams, Chad. Welcome to my Resident Evil live stream, where I'll be playing Resident Evil Remake and discussing why we can't get an actual good adaptation of Resident Evil. Hope you're keeping well, Chad, and I hope you enjoy. Chris Redfield adapted Son of William Birkin. What game is this? Is Resident Evil Remake, Coulson. This is the remake of the original Resident Evil, where it all started. Well, actually, the prequel, Resident Evil 0, is where it all started, but never mind. That's exactly it, Chad, and this is what I want to point out as we play it through the game. Like, this is the source. This is the original Resident Evil. You know, everything you see here is what should be adapted on the big screen and small screen. So there it is. I mean, this is one of the main characters of Resident Evil, Chris Redfield from the start. As you can see, this is what he looks like. Like, why is it that whenever Hollywood and Netflix attempt to adapt Resident Evil on the big screen or small screen, you just have somebody who just looks nothing like them? Or they just throw in an original character, or their backstory is completely different. You know? So I just want to point out that one of the main characters in Resident Evil is Chris Redfield. This is how he looks, and he works. He's a member of the STARS division of the Raccoon Police Department. Does the original game take place in the year 2036? No, it does not, Chad. And that's, see, you know, for everything you see, I'm going to talk through everything. I'm going to talk through the timeline. I'm going to break down every piece of lore from this game that Hollywood and Netflix claim to be adapting, claim to be true to, and claim to be faithful adaptations of. And you will see very clearly that has never been the case. This game has never been faithfully adapted to the big screen or Netflix. Never been. And you will see, I will prove it. I will prove it as we by the end of this live stream. I will prove it. Oh, so this is the game with the Black Wesker. Oh, Coulson. Oh, Black Wesker. Oh, we're going to have so much fun in this live stream. So Chris Redfield, one of the main characters in the Resident Evil series. So, next we have Jill Valentine, the second main playable character of the original Resident Evil. So again, Jill Valentine, also a member of STARS. Both Chris and Jill are members of the Alpha team of STARS. So, as you can see, Jill Valentine is a Caucasian. She's actually Italian American. She's Caucasian. She's Caucasian. She's Caucasian. That is her race. That's not a bad thing. That's her race. She is white. She is Caucasian. And that's what she looks like. But for whatever reason, the director of Welcome to Raccoon City decided that Jill Valentine, you know, he says that his movie was a very faithful adaptation of the games, but he must have suffered from sight issues or some kind of mental health issues or something. But what he was looking at anyway when he was playing this video game that he claimed to faithfully adapt to the big screen, Welcome to Raccoon City. Jill Valentine in his movie is actually mixed race and looks nothing like her and acts nothing like her as well, may I add. But I want you to focus on the game. This is Jill Valentine from the game, which is the source material. This is Jill Valentine. That is what she looks like. Full stop. That is what she looks like. Jill Stan. That's Wesker. Oh yeah. And in his movie, apparently Jill and Wesker have this. Instead of putting in the effort to throw in these stupid, pointless, pieces of story. Oh, let's make Jill and Wesker a love interest. Why not just put that effort into casting a Caucasian actress to portray Jill Valentine? in your movie that you claim to be such a faithful adaptation to? Now, so I'm going to choose Jill Valentine. You're going to watch the opening cutscene of the game, and then they're going to enter the mansion. They're going to have a little chat, and then they're going to have a pretty big chat about what everything you've seen in the cutscene and the moments when what's left of Alpha Team enter the mansion. So enjoy. Again, this is Resident Evil. This is the source material. This is what Hollywood and Netflix desperately and fail to adapt to the big screen and small screen. This is it. This is the source. This is where the lore comes from. I'll slightly talk through what you see here now. In particular, I want to talk about the timeline. Alright, so 1998.
Alpha Team is flying around the forest zone, situated in northwest Raccoon City, where we are searching for the helicopter of our compatriots, Bravo Team, who disappeared during the middle of their mission.
Found it yet?
No, not yet, Brad. Bizarre murder cases have recently occurred in Raccoon City. There are outlandish reports of families being attacked by a group of about 10 people. Victims were apparently eaten. The Bravo Team was sent in to investigate, but we lost contact.
Look, Chris.
Why this can't be adapted
Bravo Team's helicopter was a derelict.
in a good way is just beyond me. This is horror 101 right here, like.
Save for the remaining body of Kevin.
This is a short cutscene, but there's so much story already in this cutscene that can be.
We continued our search for the other members, and it turned into a nightmare.
Could easily be adapted and expanded upon. This could be the first half of the movie. I mean, I'm going to talk more about it as we arrive in the mansion, but this what you just heard and what you're looking at right now, like, if you adapt that to the big screen or small screen, movie or series, you're just talking about 30 to 50 minutes of content, at least. Now, as you can see, Joseph didn't do a roundhouse kick on those dogs in a cool, flashy action sequence. He got mauled, ripped to shreds, killed in cold blood by horrific, flesh-eating dogs. And it's not Wesker, Jill Valentine's love interest, who's helping
Hey, Brad!
Jill.
How's it going?
It's Chris.
Chris, this way.
Now you get a glimpse there of Albert Wesker, who's not a bald, old, black guy. He's a pretty young,
Make for that mansion!
a young man, a young Caucasian man with blonde hair and sunglasses. Again, this is the source material. This is Resident Evil. This is why Hollywood and Netflix have failed desperately to adapt to the big screen and small screen every single time.
There are only 3 STARS members left now. Captain Wesker, Barry, and myself. We don't know where Chris is.
So that's
What
Wesker
is
in the
this
middle.
place?
Not quite your ordinary house, that's for sure.
Hey, Wesker, where's Chris?
Jill, no! You don't want to go back out there.
But we've got to find...
So again,
What was that?
Wesker is the guy with the sunglasses.
No.
Jill, go and investigate.
I'm going with her. Chris and I go back a long way.
All right. You two go. I'll secure this area.
Stay sharp. A dining room.
Okay, so we'll just pause now for a moment. Brad in the helicopter is the same person killed by Nemesis. He's killed by Nemesis in Resident Evil 3. You're correct. He bumped into Jill Valentine during the events of Resident Evil 3. Tries to warn her about Nemesis and ends up getting killed by Nemesis himself. Poor bastard. That's what he gets for leaving stars behind. And thank you for pointing up Brad Vickers, a pivotal character in the original Resident Evil. I mean, the cowardly bastard who leaves stars stranded in the Raccoon Forest, the Arkle Mountains. To my knowledge, never ever been portrayed. Oh no, he was. No, was he in Welcome to Raccoon City? Because if he was in Welcome to Raccoon City, he mightn't as well have been in there, because I do not remember him. But one character that wasn't in Welcome to Raccoon City, and that's Barry Burton, because Welcome to Raccoon City had scenes in the mansion, but you never actually had Barry Burton, along with a lot of other members of STARS, both Alpha and Bravo team, were not in Welcome to Raccoon City. Yes, he was killed in the mansion. Well, you know, he didn't play a massive role, did he? He didn't play a massive role. No, to be fair, he didn't play a massive role in the game either, but that's just one character. So Barry Burton was nowhere to be seen. Now, so let's talk about what you just saw there. Now, I will kind of walk through the game. Okay, so Raccoon City, a midwestern town in America. Cases of bizarre murders, families being eaten. I mean, that is just, what an opening. Like, what an opening for a movie, right? And then the Raccoon Police Department, Special Forces, STARS, you know, are sent in. These are guys who are, you know, trained to handle, you know, very, very tough situations, right? So they get sent in to investigate. So they send in Bravo team first. And 24 hours into their investigation, STARS lose all communication with Bravo team. So Alpha team is sent in to investigate the fact that they lost contact with their partners.
I think you'd better take a look at this.
Bravo
What is
team.
it?
It's blood. I hope it isn't Chris's blood. Okay, so I'm going to pause actually for this. So Alpha team is sent in to investigate. They find Bravo team's helicopter. Mangled bodies of members of the Bravo team. Joseph gets mangled by zombie dogs. They run. They're chased by the zombie dogs. They run into the mansion. Now that alone that's a lot. That is a lot. So Like, instead of seeing some shitty ass scene in a diner where Wesker is flirting with Jill, and they're all taking the piss with Leon Kennedy, who shouldn't even be there in the first place, because the events of the Raccoon City Police Department didn't happen until about 2 or 3 months after the mansion incident in the first place. What you should see, a faithful, true adaptation of this game, what you just saw there in that opening cutscene and those moments in the mansion, what you should have seen is just like we as fans of Resident Evil, we know that the bizarre murders happened because of the byproduct of the T-virus, zombies. But you don't have to tell it like that. You can just, maybe you can tell the story of the hiker, right? The hiker that's in the Arklay forest, and they're running from something, screaming from something, and they do it in a way where, like, the hiker like drops to the floor, and you can hear something eating the hiker, you know, tearing chunks out of her, and then like it just cuts to a news report reporting on the bizarre murders in the Arklay mansion, or Arklay forest, and then it cuts to the STARS office in the Raccoon Police Department, and you see Chris, and you see Jill, and you see all the other members of the Alpha and Bravo teams of STARS, and they're being briefed. You can even throw in Chief Irons, because obviously he would have been the chief of police, and he would have been the ones briefing them on it. You see Wesker there as well, and they're all briefed on this, but expand upon it. Like, don't just do something for 2 minutes. Expand upon that. It's a big, massive briefing thing, right? And then the show Bravo team going in. Maybe you could even do a thing like just to show them going in. Their helicopter crashes. You know, they get attacked by, you know, zombies and zombie dogs. Then 24 hours later happens. Then they send in. What I'm saying basically is recreate what you've just seen in that opening cutscene, but expand upon it. Add more into it. Obviously, this is a video game intended to be played, right? But if you're making a movie, if you're making a series out of it, it is your job, it is your goal to expand upon every single piece of story. Because you're telling a story, you're not telling a game, you're telling a story. They were going to originally do that in the first Netflix series, I think, before it got cancelled. Even so, man, that felt a bit over the place too. You mean Arklay? I've seen the short movie Arklay, but there was like characters in there that were just completely unrelated to the game. So I don't know if that would have even have done it, to be honest with you. So yeah, so I kind of went off a bit too much there. But my point was that everything you just saw, the opening cutscene, introduction, and the early moments in the mansion, how about just adapt that to the big screen or small screen, and expand upon it, like, you know? And this moment right here, like, you're in the dining room, like, you don't see flashes of the dining room, you see really slow-paced horror exploration. You know, you're in this mansion, it's complete, it's huge, it's empty, it's atmospheric, you know, lightning is flashing outside, you know, candles lighting, right, all of that, right, you know, and the grandfather clock ticking away, you know, Barry's investigating that blood, what is this, blah blah blah, you know, and then Jill or Chris, you know, is I suppose the movie could pick one kind of scenario, like, where they gotta choose more screen time with Jill or more screen time with Chris. You know, so basically you have it where either Chris is held captive, or Jill is held captive. You know, so she's exploring the mansion. Now, the one thing in Welcome to Raccoon City that they got right, there's a lot of things they got right. I give them credit, and it is the recreation of the first time you see the zombie. But nonetheless, this is the first time we see the zombies. But obviously in the game, right? In the game, like it's just like she just, you know, blank expression. You know, obviously like this cutscene here, like, you know, she'll show a bit more emotion. But in the movie, like, you know, you've just seen a zombie, you've just seen
Barry!
a monster.
Look out! It's a monster!
So obviously the voice acting could be done a lot better in a movie or a series.
What the hell is this thing?
I found Kenneth killed by this thing. Let's report this to Wesker.
So yeah, I mean, in the game it's like, oh, it's a monster, and then they just completely act normal, right? But in a movie, right, you've just, like, Stars would have dealt with a lot of dodgy fuckers, right? Terrorists, all sorts. But Jill or Chris would have come face to face with what they can only describe as a monster, as a zombie, you know, eating the flesh of their comrade. I mean, that's both terrifying and traumatizing at the same time. Like, maybe do a thing where, like, Jill just falls back in just pure terror, you know, just runs back to Barry, like, Barry, what the fuck is this thing, you know? Just completely terrified, the two of them are terrified, you know? Instead of just saying, I've got this, you know? Like you've seen a zombie before, like, you know? Like, you know, you didn't miss zombie day in training, like, you know? So, I think you can expand upon what's already in the games too, like, you know? And do it... Oh, it's static. What's actually bizarre is the zombie actually gets back up, opens the door, and heads back out. That's a pretty crazy moment in the remake, actually. So I want to be careful. I don't want to, like, talk about every single thing that happens, because you're literally seeing it. But as I play through this game, what I want you to do is just... but obviously I'm going to talk as well, like, but I don't want to just repeat what you're seeing. So my point with this live stream is kind of wondering, like, why we haven't gotten a good Resident Evil movie or series yet, considering that it's all here in this game. The script of this game is here, the lore of this game is here, the characters are here, this is what they look like, this is how they act. Like, why isn't this being successfully adapted by now? Like the first Predator movie, they didn't know they were facing an alien with advanced weapons. Yeah, exactly. They just saw this monster. They didn't know how to deal with it. You know, I don't want a movie where they're there like, I've got this. You know, you don't got this. You've seen a fucking monster for the first time in your life. You have no idea what it is. You don't got this. You know. So I think that should be adapted as well. Just their absolute, like, traumatizing fear, shock. You know, absolute shock, right? And then they go back to the mansion and Wesker is gone. Like, what the hell's going on here, kind of a thing, you know? And the music,
Wesker!
and the atmosphere. This isn't action.
Jill, help me look for him. Let's not leave this hall.
Good idea.
There's nothing action about this. You know, there's nothing action about it. You watch the latest trailer for the live-action Netflix series, and it's just all this non-stop action, you know, like pow, 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 you know, gunshots, you know, chainsaws, oh, you know, like, that's not Resident Evil. At least it's not the original Resident Evil anyway. But what I want to talk about here is the atmosphere of the mansion, both from the music and from just the visuals as well. That's never been successfully adapted either. They want to redo the universe instead of expanding upon it, like Halo. Yeah, they want to just, basically, like, whenever Hollywood and Netflix approach Resident Evil, it's almost like they want to just create their own little universe, you know, instead of actually staying faithful to the actual universe. And that's my issue. That's why I get so annoyed. What does he want me to do?
Barry.
Any luck, Jill?
No, nothing. What's going on around here? I can't figure it out.
Same here.
Chris, and now Wesker.
There's not much we can do. We can search for him separately. I'll investigate the dining room again.
Okay then, I'll try the door on the other side.
This mansion is gigantic. We could easily get lost. Let's start from the first floor.
Okay.
Oh! I almost forgot. It's a lockpick. You'd make better use of it.
Got the infamous lockpick. We've never seen that in the adaptation either. At least Paul Anderson created an original character. At least Paul Anderson was honest with the fans. From the very beginning to the very final chapter. Honesty. He said he was making a prequel story to the games. And that he was creating something new, something you haven't seen in the games. Because he felt like you've seen it all in the games. Now, I'm obviously approaching this from my personal perspective is if you're going to adapt Resident Evil on the big screen or the small screen, my interpretation is just faithfully adapted. But Paul Anderson, he decided to go with a prequel story and to do something different that you haven't seen in the games that's based off Resident Evil. That's what he said from the very beginning. And he went with an original character, the character of Alice, which I really liked. I liked the fact that Alice was this like created by Umbrella, was being used by Umbrella, but ended up taking down Umbrella, you know, and was their biggest weapon. And I loved that story arc. I completely loved it. And at least when he brought in, you know, enemies and characters from Resident Evil, at least they looked like them and they played the part. Jill Valentine looked like Jill Valentine. Jill Valentine acted like Jill Valentine. And just seeing that moment where she meets Alice for the first time in Apocalypse and goes like, who the fuck are you? You know, I thought that was a fantastic moment of bringing together the video games and the movies in the one. It was just fantastic. And Nemesis, Jesus Christ almighty, Nemesis just blew my mind, like, you know, just how it looked so much like the games. And Albert Wesker, again, looked like Albert Wesker. You know, he wasn't an old, bald, black guy going by the name of Albert Wesker. Do you know what Albert Wesker is like in the upcoming Netflix series? It's like some drunk, you know, mentally ill motherfucker who's like, my name is Albert Wesker, I'm Albert Wesker, I'm Albert Wesker, goddammit, I'm Albert Wesker. And you're like, no, you just think you're Albert Wesker, that's okay, sit down, take your medication, take your fucking joy medication, as they call it in the fucking Netflix series, you know, that's what it's like, man. It's like he thinks he's Wesker, but he's not Wesker, you know. So at least the Paul Anderson put a lot of effort into making the characters and monsters look like they did in the games, and again, honesty to the fans. The director of Welcome to Raccoon City said that he was making a very faithful adaptation of the games. Fuck me. When, in the name of God, did Chief Irons become comic relief in the games? This psychopathically motherfucker, like, who locked his police officers in the station and shot one of them in the back and watched him crawl and die in agony for pleasure. Yeah, that's a real comic relief right there. I can't wait to see him in fucking I can't wait to see his fucking first comedy gig. Yeah, so that's a real faithful adaptation to the games, isn't it? And we just squeezed in the events of the mansion incident and the Raccoon City incident into one night. Yeah, that's a real faithful adaptation, you know? Nemesis in the movie looks good compared to Hulk 2003. Don't know much about Hulk 2003, you know, but yeah, he looked fantastic. He really looked fantastic.
Thanks. I may need it.
Listen, if something happens, let's meet up in this hall. Got it?
Okay.
No, so we're seeing Jill Valentine and Barry Burton splitting up in the mansion, and Barry Burton giving her the lockpick. You know, maybe we could see that in the movie. Maybe the lockpick could just play a role in the movie or the series. But just how about showing more of the mansion? I know the mansion was showed in Welcome to Raccoon City, and to be fair, they did do a fantastic job recreating it. They actually went to Capcom and got the blueprints and everything for it. But why not just see more? Just take your time going through the mansion and through like old school kind of horror style. Do you know? Like, that's what I would love to see, you know, like, I'm being honest, like, that's what I would love to see, like, just more of that, like. The camera angles like this as well. And just splitting up, just seeing that kind of split up, kind of, you know, so, you know, you see Jill in the mansion, then it cuts the Barry in the mansion, and then they kind of meet together. But really, like, I just want to show what's here. This is the game, you know. Helmet, isn't it? Yeah. This is the game. This is what should be adapted on the big screen and TV. And this is what the characters look like. Again, you saw Wesker earlier. He was the guy with the sunglasses and the blonde hair. That's what Wesker looks like. Wesker is not a black, old, bald guy. And look, Netflix. Look. If you want to give the main role to a black actor, that's fine. But Wesker is not black. So again, the music. Like, just put the music in the adaptation as well, like. That's not all controls. I think I'm gonna press the wrong button here. And that was easy. So even though they are difficulty options in the game, Jill is still kind of easy and Chris is hard because, yeah, that's just the way that it is. The fanboys are saying it's the same Wesker after he died from Resident Evil 5, and they're not fans. That's the issue. That's what I mentioned earlier. They're not fans. They're casual Resident Evil fans who jumped on the bandwagon of the Resident Evil brand after the series became massively successful from 4 onwards, and they watch these videos on YouTube, these let's play classic Resident Evil videos on YouTube. They see top 5 jump scares from Resident Evil, and they kind of, like, you know, randomly cram all this kind of bits and pieces from classic games in their head, and they think that makes them a Resident Evil fan. They think that makes them a die-hard Resident Evil fan, and they think, and Hollywood and Netflix thinks that's what you know, qualifies them to actually make a video game adaptation of a movie adaptation, movie or series adaptation of Resident Evil, and that's the reality. I'm not even joking. That's the reality of it right there, man. You know, from the point of view of the fans who praise it and defend it in the comment section and social media, or the people in Netflix and Hollywood who you know, desperately and terribly adapt the game to the big screen and small screen. It's the reality. It's true. It's not even funny, man. It's true. You know, it's annoying, but it's true. So here's the thing, right? As someone who's actually played Resident Evil 5 from start to finish, and read all the documents and really understands the lore. Okay, so here's what it is, right? Resident Evil 5 takes place fucking almost a decade. I'm pretty sure it's like a decade after the events of Raccoon City. So you're talking about like 2008-ish is the timeline, right? Okay, so bear in mind, the upcoming live-action Resident Evil Netflix series, the majority of it takes place in the year 2036, where Wesker is apparently walking around. Okay. Right. So I'm led to believe. Okay. See, I don't even know where to start. So we're led to believe that a character that was, I mean, Ouroboros or no fucking Ouroboros, right? Okay, was already weakened, may I add, an already weakened Albert Wesker, right? In a volcano, shot with 2 missiles from a rocket launcher, miraculously survives. But not only that, not only that, comes back to life. But not only that, as a black, bald guy. I mean, enough said. Anyone defending that obviously does not understand the lore of Resident Evil and just doesn't get it. Just knows the name Albert Wesker. You know. And that's exactly what these people on Netflix are doing. They know that people know the name of Albert Wesker. Again, they've watched Let's Play Resident Evil. So, Wesker's the cool guy, isn't he? He's the cool villain. Yeah, I love him. Yeah, I love him. Yeah, Wesker. Oh, Wesker's going to be in this live-action Netflix series. Oh, yeah, I can't wait. You know, and then they just throw in these like random bioweapons from random entries in the series, and to get people again because they're watching random Let's Play videos on YouTube. You know, so it all makes sense. So what you're seeing is a slow-paced experience, a slow-paced horror experience. You never know what's going to pop up around the corner. That is what needs to be adapted on the big screen or small screen, not action flicks, not like Walking Dead wannabes, right? Not Walking Dead wannabes, because that's what we're seeing, for fuck's sake, on the upcoming live-action Resident Evil series. I just realised there's no black Jake Wesker. No, there is no black Jake Wesker. You are correct. So yeah, what I'd really like to see adapted on the big screen or small screen is more of the mansion, more exploration, more slow-paced horror. I think the more I'm hearing myself speak, I think it would make sense to have a series, because there's a lot to be told. I think in the mansion incident. I think the mansion incident is something that could be just told throughout the whole. Do you know the way there was Black Summer was a zombie series that I watched on Netflix, The Walking Dead. I mean, the mansion is a big place. A lot went on in the mansion, you know, leading up to it, during it, and after it. And I think that could be definitely told in a series. So I think a series would make more sense than a movie from the way I'm talking, anyway, at least. I didn't realize how much time had passed because I do more talking than anything else. But that's fine. Poor Kenneth. The corpse of your comrade Kenneth. Now, in the games, Jill Valentine is literally just standing on top of the corpse right now of Kenneth. Oh, he's holding something. Let's just take his tape and take nothing of it. It's the film that belonged to Kenneth. I need a video player to see what's recorded on it. I think he's okay. So, as the corpse of your comrade Kenneth, it looks like his throat's being torn out, and she just doesn't care because it's a game. It's a game, right? You would expect that, but in the series, right, she should drop to her knees in just absolute, just emotion, just unprocessed emotion, like just not being able to handle it at all, just not being able to understand what she has just witnessed, and just fall to the floor, and eventually kind of gather herself and continue to explore this mansion of horrors, right? That's what it should be called, Resident Evil Mansion of Horror, just as a random name, right? Obviously, you can do better than that, but better than Welcome to Raccoon City, you know. But that's what I like to see, a series of Resident Evil based off this right here, characters that look like the characters in the game, environments that look like the environments in the game, songs that sound like songs in the game, and this one-to-one recreation of the game, but through a series, so you could really expand the exploration of the mansion. You get to see a lot more of it. That's what I want to see, and I think I speak for a lot of the hardcore fan base. I don't give two fucks about the casual fan base of Resident Evil, again, who just jumped on the bandwagon when the series became successful. I don't care about those people. I don't. They don't interest me. The people who watch the Let's Play classic Resident Evils on YouTube, and that just makes them a fan of Resident Evil. No, it doesn't. I've no problem with a younger generation gamer, who like grew up when like 5 and 6 came out, but went back and actually played the classic games. I don't mind that, because at least they actually played the classic games. But just people who just like watch videos on YouTube and think that they're just fans of the series and think they're in a position to give an opinion, as well, about the lore, right? Because they're not. They're not. Like, I'm sure if I had an opinion about like a popular Netflix series, or a popular movie that I'd never seen before, and they're like die-hard fans of it, like, and I just had to give my opinion. I think this is why they're doing that. No, I actually like they're doing that. I'd probably have the fucking head eaten off me. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. So I think people who haven't played classic Resident Evil games and people who don't understand the lore of Resident Evil, they're not in a position to give an opinion. Simple as. You didn't like Leon choice of pop music. Do you know what I actually did? I know I liked these. I like that. I like that they did kind of pay homage to the fact that the game was actually based in the 90s. I did like that, though. No, I did like that, actually. All joking aside. Look, Welcome to Raccoon City isn't terrible, but it's not good. It's not a good adaptation. It's certainly not a very faithful adaptation, that's for sure. The girl Sonic Gaka said bye Crypto to hi, I'm Sonic Gaka's friend. Hello Nathan's friend. I'm gonna just go out on a wild I'm just gonna take a wild guess and say that you are Nathan. But we'll just play pretend and say that you're a friend of Nathan. But nonetheless, you are very welcome to Green Hill Gaming. I hope you're keeping well, and you are very welcome to my Resident Evil discussion live stream, where I'm playing the remake of the original Resident Evil while talking about and pretty much asking why we haven't seen an actual good Resident Evil movie / series. I've kind of come to terms with the fact that I'd really like to see a series to really expand upon this entire mansion and really expand upon the lore of the mansion incident itself, the bizarre murders occurring in Raccoon City, just all of it being explored in a series, and characters that stay true to the characters in the game in terms of their race, their gender, their appearance, their personality, the environments, all of that. No, I'm not Nathan, I'm his friend. I was with him today. Okay, cool. Hello, Nathan's friend. How are you today, Nathan's friend? Hope you're having a good day today, Nathan's friend. And if you've come here to discuss If you've come to my channel, hello, are you Chad? Nathan said you asked him to play Pokemon. If you've come here to discuss if you've come here to discuss what's going on between me and Nathan, then I suggest that you leave the live stream right now, because I'm not here to discuss that. If that's all the same with you, Nathan's friend. There's no point in running up there just yet. This door is locked from the other side. I'm not here for that. Okay, cool. I appreciate that. Thanks. Just not in the mood now to be. Not in the mood for the drama, Nathan's friend. Oh, Jesus Christ. He's just standing right there. Oh, we got a headshot, I wonder. I can't see. Oh, no, it was no fuck. It's not a headshot. But just look at how slow paced everything is right now. Okay? And how atmospheric, spooky, creepy everything is, the camera angles. That is what I'd like to see adapted in a series, which has not been done. I mean, look at the CGI animated movies. Jesus Christ almighty, just typical Japanese anime, just over the top action. You know, Leon going around like he's fucking Neo from the Matrix, for fuck's sake, like, you know. I mean, where the hell is the action here? Like, there's no action here. There was none of the CGI Resident Evil adaptations has captured the essence of this game. None of them. None of Paul Anderson's movies has, maybe the original one to an extent, like the original Resident Evil Paul Anderson movie. And I don't even think Welcome to Raccoon City is better, because it was still action in the mansion. You know, it was in the mansion, but it was still action, you know? It was still action. I did ask him to play Pokemon Let's Go a while back. Nathan doesn't do much anymore. He has changed. That's what he told me, Chad. Who is ready for the new RE4 remake? I'm just ready to play some VR2, Dark Green Marine, and you are very welcome back to Green Hill Gaming. How have you been doing, Dark Green? You are very welcome to my Resident Evil discussion and gameplay live stream, where I am asking the question, why can't we get a good Resident Evil movie series that actually stays faithfully true as an actual faithful adaptation to the video games, like you're seeing right here. I don't think 4 needs a remake. I would prefer the Code Veronica remake, so I don't really care too much about the game, but I just want to play some VR2. That's the truth, though. There's no action because they aren't wearing leather jackets. I'm also one of the girls that I became friends with after I bullied him with a certain song. He is okay. That's Nathan. I know it's Nathan. I'm not stupid. Welcome to Raccoon City need to be thrown into the fire, or thrown into hell itself, because the people who make these movies don't play the games. The people who make these movies, Dark Green, are casual Resident Evil fans who jumped on the bandwagon of the Resident Evil brand when the series blew up, became mainstream, became popular. So they've played like 4 onwards. They watch a few, Let's Play classic Resident Evil games on YouTube, and they watch the top 10 jump scares from Resident Evil, the top 5 bosses from Resident Evil, top 5 locations from Resident Evil, and they think that makes them die-hard Resident Evil fans. And then, like, in Hollywood and Netflix, and they think that qualifies them to make a Resident Evil adaptation, and it makes me sick to my stomach as well, man. I want to be infected with the T virus, to be honest with you, because the people who make so that's exactly it, man. You said it, man. I mean, I would like to see a series based off the mansion incident. The events leading up to it, the events during it, and the events after it. And in particular, I just want to see more slow-paced exploration of the mansion. Not this fucking. I mean, as I mentioned earlier, the CGI movies. The CGI movies were. There was absolutely no slow-paced horror in those games like you're seeing right now. Again, this is the game that Netflix and Hollywood claim to adapt, and stay faithful to, and it's bullshit, man. I mean, the CGI movies are like fucking The Matrix, for fuck's sake. Like, the movies have action as well. Like, it's time for a real true adaptation of this game. Okay, say successful, Jesus, like. We haven't gotten that yet, We have not gotten that yet. See, I think, like, the whole bizarre murders in Raccoon City, the outskirts of Raccoon City, I think could, be expanded upon. I think, stars being sent in to investigate could be expanded upon. The Bravo team helicopter going down and them kind of being killed by zombies and bioweapons can be expanded upon. Them arriving in the mansion and exploring every nook and cranny of the mansion with this slow-paced, horror, like, splitting up into teams and, zombies jumping around the corner and jumping through windows and stuff like that, can be explored and adapted. I think Tom Holland would make a great Leon from Resident Evil 2. I just think at this stage now it's just too cringy. Like, he's in everything now. Like, I just no. Personally, no. Don't know if you were being serious or if you were joking, but I no. Nothing against Tom Holland, but just no. I don't want that. I don't want that shit in my life. Oh, you were joking, thankfully. I was hoping to shoot from there. Is this open or locked? Locked. And I have a sword. Bow down to the greatness that is Jill Valentine. He's still alive, I know he is. Oh. I think Chris is the only one that can get the headshots. I'd rather have Steve from Stranger Things play Leon. I still haven't seen Stranger Things. Still haven't seen that. But you can imagine now if I gave my opinion on Stranger Things. Like, say, no, if the new season of Stranger, and I decided to say, oh no, I think it's cool actually. I think it makes sense. Yeah, man, I'd be killed. I wouldn't be here, man. I'd be killed. I'd be assassinated. Like, let's be honest about it. Like. There was actually a defense weapon on the other side of this balcony. There we are. See, sometimes I keep forgetting that. So as I play through this game, just take note of everything you see here. Just the atmosphere of the game, The songs, and just this again the slow-paced investigation. There's plenty of old-school horror movies that do it like this. I mean, come on, plenty like. All I really want is a good adaptation of the Resident Evil series, that just stays so true to the source material, not something that's based off the games, but based on the games. See, there's a difference between based off and based on. And we've yet to see that. Like, the script is there, the lore is there, the characters are there. It's all there. This is it. You're looking at it. You're looking at Resident Evil. You go onto Netflix right now, you've got the coming soon, and you see the trailer for Resident Evil. And it's called Resident Evil, right? But it's not. This is Resident Evil. Where's Jill Valentine on that Netflix series? She's not there. Where's Chris? He's not there. Where's the mansion? That's not there. Where's this area? That's not there. Where's Wesker? Oh, he is there, but apparently he's bald, black, and old. So it's not Resident Evil. It's not an adaptation. It's just a movie. So it's a series. It just slaps the Resident Evil brand onto it for the sake of money. And again, it knows that these casual fans will be all over it because they've seen Let's Play videos. They know Wesker from a namesake, right? Namesake. And that's what will get them to watch it. Or else they'll just know that there's just non-Resident Evil fans and just people who like The Walking Dead and to see zombies on the screen. Oh, zombies! I'm going to watch this. And that's the reality, ladies and gentlemen. Now, do you know what I'd really like to see? Is the puzzles. And I think it can be done in a good way. And getting keys to reach new parts of the mansion by like solving these puzzles. Now they kind of do it in a way like Saw. Not all out Saw, but like just having to do certain sequence of events to get an item that allows the character to progress further on their investigation. Surely somebody out there is skilled enough to do that. Like it's not that I can't. The people out there will have you think that they can't do it. It's not that they can't do it. They won't do it. They're too lazy to do it. They don't understand the series enough to do it. They just know a brand. Look, you can be anyone's grandmother, right, to know what Resident Evil is because it's so popular now. It's a brand. It's a title. And you can know who Albert Wesker is. But do you really know what Resident Evil is? Do you really know who Albert Wesker is? That's the... that is the question. That is the $1 million question. When it comes down to it, you know? Fun fact about Jill Valentine, when you're playing as her, she actually has extra slots in her inventory. Anyways, that door was actually locked with armor. Okay. Oh, that's where Yawn is. Oh, don't get me. I died the last time I was playing this game. I didn't save. I didn't realize that was actually so close. Just, you know, as you're watching, just remember this is Resident Evil. Don't be fooled in thinking that like there's like that. Just because you see something on Netflix or something in the cinema that says Resident Evil, don't be fooled in thinking that that is Resident Evil, because this is Resident Evil. This is Jill Valentine. Okay, this is an important item that I need to get. Okay, so the memos. I've got a fantastic idea that you could actually translate the documents in, that you can adapt the documents. You can even adapt the documents into a series. In like, okay, not so much a flashback sequence, but you basically see like a memory sequence, right? So what you see basically, because this is a crumbled memo, right, from one of the, I presume, staff that were working for Spencer, because Spencer obviously owned this mansion. He was the boss of this mansion, so he had a lot of staff working for him, right? So this would have been a staff member, right, talking about, you know, Sir Spencer, right? So what you would see is this, like this. I'm just going to call it a flashback scene because that's all I can think of. A flashback scene, right, where you have the staff member and he's like writing it down, and then you see like seeing Sir Spencer basically. So today Sir Spencer told me to hide something where no one could find it. So you see Spencer saying to this guy, I want you to hide this thing where no one can find it. Obviously better acting than me. Spencer was dead before the events of the mansion. Yeah, apparently according to the director of Welcome to Raccoon City, isn't it? Crazy. Well, I had this idea. I figured if I could somehow have it protected by a dangerous animal, like the vicious canine who lives here, no one would be able to get near it. So you would see a scene then of him, the staff member, putting the collar on the dog, right? As far as I can tell, the mutt is always hanging on the second floor balcony on the west side of the terrace and ought to come running on the sound of a dog whistle. This is where you come in. The thing is, I reckon you're the only person that can get near that damn dog without asking which means only you can put this collar on him. The object that Sir Spencer wants hidden is concealed inside. So again, you could see all this being adapted in a kind of a flashback scene. You're the only person I can trust with this. Of course, you'll get something out of it as well. Remember that certain item you've always wanted to get your hand on. When in exchange for your services, I just might be able to see, get it for you. This could work out well for both of us. So you could have a thing where Jill is like, there might be something important. So let's investigate. So basically, she goes looking for the dog, and that flashback scene kind of plays, and hopefully you can understand what I'm trying to say. Open journal. Oh, there's an ink ribbon here, isn't there? Oh shit. So I will need that, like, won't I? Let me just see, 'cause I think there's actually yeah, I can. Oh god, I can travel back. Damn you. I'm very quickly go down here and go into the save room. Oh, what the fuck was that for? It got sick of me. I forgot they could actually go up the stairs. Damn you. still alive. Dead? Dead. I even have an idea for adapting the save rooms into the series. So let's say the end of an episode, right? Let's say that throughout the mansion, basically like save rooms. So he or she, whether it's Chris or whether it's Jill, finds these like save rooms, right, as they progress through the mansion. And then like at the end of each episode, they kind of go back to the save room, right? To kind of to get supplies, find more ammo, find more weapons, health, whatever it might be. And then the typewriter is used to basically keep a personal kind of a personal log of events, that she's experienced, like found out about this guy called Spencer. He could be the guy behind all this. I gotta find out more about this guy Spencer, which explains why you actually go and investigate this mutt with the dog collar and find out what's actually inside it. I gotta see what's this about, and find out more about Spencer. You see? I'm good, aren't I? Like, if I can think of that, why can't people in Hollywood and Netflix think about that? Because they don't play the game. That's why. They don't play the game. They don't understand the game like I do, and like how hardcore fans of the series do. That's the thing. That's it right there, like, Boom. So yeah, just imagine now it's the end of the first, oh, look at this, right? Alright. Special instructions for the disposal of dead bodies. So let's say that instead of actually it being a document, right? Let's say that, yeah, this is even better. So pretend there's, oh, well, it has to be kind of a document. Yeah, let's say it is a document, right? But as she's reading the document, right? Let's say that you see a high researcher giving like a briefing to some of the researchers, right? And he's saying, we have new information regarding those beings. They may appear to be dead, but in fact they're able to come back to life. However, there are ways to prevent them from becoming active again. Currently, there are 2 known methods to seize their resurrection. Incineration, destruction of the head. If further methods are discovered, you will be notified immediately. Meanwhile, to those of you who still have the will to live, oil has been placed on the first floor of the mansion. So basically, like, you would see like kind of like a flashback of that happening, basically. So now she knows how to take care of the zombies, right? So she could even kind of say, like, so again, the end of the episode, right? She comes into the save room. She stocks up on supplies. She's found out about Spencer. She's found out about, monsters coming back from the dead and how to kill them permanently, like, and she basically keeps note of that with the typewriter. So you're bringing the typewriter into it, and you're bringing the save room into it too. And again, if I can do all this, like, why in the name of God can't Capcom? I don't understand, like, or fucking Netflix and Hollywood, like. Why can't we get a good adaptation of Resident Evil? Come on, like, it's not rocket science. It really isn't, like. So yeah, adapt the save rooms into the series. So as he or she explores the mansion, every now and again they will end up in the save room, and that's where they will stock up on supplies. and keep track of everything they've learned and found out so far with the actual typewriter, and even have that music playing in the background if you want to. I mean, I think fans would be all over that, like, completely. Oh, the lighter. Oh, don't tell me they're going to come back now, because they are, aren't they? They're going to come back, aren't they? No! Well, I fucked up. It was at this moment that Yanni realised that he fucked up. Or else, I could just take the massive long way around and just... Oh, Mother of God. Oof. Oof, indeed. Okay. I am slightly fucked. See, I kind of want that lighter, but I forget how to go back. No, it's no, it's actually cool. It's cool. See, they're eventually going to come back. Like, they're probably going to come back. No, actually, aren't they? Please don't come back to life. No. Not until I get my lighter, please. Shit, what am I doing? No. Isn't there a door up here? Ah, no, I'm thinking of another... No. What the hell? Where am I thinking of? Oh, Chad. Oh, Jesus. No, I don't want to be here yet. I should have just used the herb to got that. But it didn't tell me anything about the door not working, though. It should have told me that, though. The game has deceived me, Chad. I have been deceived. Why have you deceived me? Bastard. It never told me, like. Never told me. No, like. I wasn't... anyway. Okay, I'm gonna have to just go this way. Well, what? I'm confused. Oh, perfect. Handy. I just hope they don't come back to life just as I'm going to set them on fire. There's a timer of them coming back. What? Oh, don't say that. I don't think there is. Please tell me there isn't. So what I'd like to see is this actual process, actually lighting the zombies on fire, getting the lighter and doing it, adapted as well to the series. And finding out through the document. See? That's what I want to see. I want to see this adapted. This is a faithful... Like, people say, oh, well, you know, it's a video game for a reason, Johnny. It's going to be hard to adapt that to the game. And I'm thinking, no, it's not. You know, Jill goes into the save room, finds these documents, finds out more about the mansion, more of what she needs to do to survive, including getting rid of the zombies for good by setting them on fire. Get out of here. One down. I'm not sure. I was asking you was... Oh, yeah. I'm not sure. There was eventually that they do come back to life after. If you leave them there too long, they will. Run. Okay, so now that I have that, that's the door that... Why is she still there? Why is she still at Bournemouth? Why is she still... Oh, please tell me they're going to stay fucking dead, like. Please tell me they're going to stay fucking dead. They're going to stay fucking dead. So, do you know the way that we as the players experience so much stress, like when it comes to item management, inventory management, running to and from the save room. Wouldn't it be great if that was adapted as well to the series, you know? Just put some effort in. Look, I'm just a Resident Evil nerd. I'm just some gamer. I've no skills in making movies. I've no skills in coming up with stories. There's talented people out there on Netflix and Hollywood, you know. It'd be great if one of them was actually, it was an actual fan of Resident Evil, for fuck's sake, you know. That would be great, like, wouldn't it? But see, I need a lot of. I'm going to get rid of my handgun for now, bullets for now, and the dog whistle for now, because there's quite a lot of herbs to be gotten. We need to see Jill Valentine return in the game, actually, moving away now from the series and movie adaptations. We definitely need. Oh, that's armor, isn't it? Okay, we definitely need. Yeah, we definitely need a movie or a new video game with Jill Valentine. Jill Valentine. See, it's a good thing I cleared up my inventory. Helmet. But I just really want to see these kind of iconic locations from the mansion shown in great detail. Like maybe just Jill decided to sit down in the chair for whatever reason. She bailed out. She sits down beside the fire, just contemplates everything that's going on so far in the mansion. You know, that's maybe adapt that into the into a series. So yeah, I keep saying series because I think a series would work a lot more because there's so much to be told. Again, the events leading up to the mansion incident, during the mansion incident, and after the mansion incident. You know, story arcs for the characters as well, all that kind of stuff. And exploring this expansive mansion, everything that went on in the mansion. I think, wait a second now. See, I talk too much, don't I? There was a second room there, wasn't there, that I forgot to go into. I think a lot of that can be adapted into a series. So all I'm really, oh no, what the hell, I'm confused now. Oh yeah. So all I'm really asking for at the end of the day, I'm not Netflix, I'm not Hollywood, I'm not a qualified fucking director, producer, scriptwriter. I'm just a fan of the series, a hardcore fan of the series that understands its lore. All I'm asking for is somebody like myself, who's actually a die-hard fan of Resident Evil, who understands the lore, to just go out and make a good adaptation of the game that is based 100% on this game here. This is Resident Evil. What you're looking at is Resident Evil, right? This is not a fucking mixed race female. This is a Caucasian female. This is Jill Valentine, for fuck's sake. If you want to like be woke, that's great, but be woke somewhere else, you know. Be woke somewhere else, because it doesn't belong in an established series. Like, Jill Valentine is not black. It's as simple as that. And Albert Wesker isn't black either, and it's as simple as that too. Okay, so that's my take on the situation, and at least. Wait a second. Oh, I should really bring them back into the save room. Oh God, I almost left without bringing my handgun. Great discussion, Johnny. I'll be heading off now. Thanks so much, Chad, for that. I really appreciate that, man. Hopefully someday we'll get a good adaptation of Resident Evil. Maybe my video will get listened to by Capcom or somebody. You never know. Chad, take it easy, man. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I will see you in the next live stream, Chad. Thanks so much for watching. I almost left without my handgun and bullets. That would have been a disaster waiting to happen. Oh god, and the key as well, fucking hell. Wait, hold on a second now. It's after confusing me now. No, it's fine. I'm gonna just pop back up there one more time. Double check to see this door is actually. Oh, okay, so it's definitely armor. Okay, that's fine. Oh, just kneecap that motherfucker. It's crazy. I always thought that was a sword key. Okay, but I don't need to. Right, is he gonna come back to life now? Just double check that. Actually, see if he comes back to life. Okay, he's gone. So the zombies that you have to set on fire are the ones that will still remain there. If they're gone, then you know that they're not going to come back, basically. Damn it. Well, wait a second, I'll actually get yeah, shotgun is more important than an ink ribbon. But unfortunately I can't come back to this room again, so glad. Iconic scene coming up here. The origin of the Jill sandwich reference. It's far better than the one that was shown in Welcome to Raccoon City, that's for sure. I mean, this should really be recreated, like, and it could even be done in a kind of like Saw kind of a thing, or like an escape room type scenario, like maybe Barry Burton doesn't even need to come in and rescue her, you know?
Oh god, what did I do now? Wesker! Barry! Help!
Jill, you in there?
Barry? Get me out of here! The door's jammed!
Stand back! Grab my hand!
So that's a very dramatic scene there, like, you know, that could really be adapted to a screen. in a series. Or a movie. But I prefer a series, to be honest.
Barry.
That was a close one. A second late, you would have fit nicely into a sandwich.
Really?
Okay, they kind of removed
Thanks.
Jill sandwich reference in the remake.
But Barry, didn't you say you were going back to the dining room to find other clues? I'm glad and all, but why are you here?
I just had something I wanted to check. Anyway, we should get back to searching for Wesker and Chris.
Thanks, Barry. I owe you one.
Don't mention it.
I got a trophy. What a great guy, he says. Save Jill using Barry. Save Jill using Barry. Doesn't make any sense. If you can't play as Barry. Anyway. Jesus, I should actually... I forget what's actually in here again, actually. And this should be adapted as well. And what you're about to see here is another example of like horror, a jump scare, you know? So, I mean, Resident Evil is not action. Resident Evil is survival horror, and again, anyone who says, oh, well, isn't it action, Johnny? Those are the casual Resident Evil fans. It's funny how Chris has to fight him, and Jill just stomps him on the head, and she gets sick into the Jack's ball then. But isn't it, so that's what it is right there. So anyone who says, but look, it is action, I like the action of Resident Evil on Netflix, those are the casual Resident Evil fans who jumped on the bandwagon from 4 onwards when the series became action onwards. Not an action about Resident Evil. Resident Evil is a slow-paced survival horror game, right? Full stop. What you're seeing is Resident Evil. This is Resident Evil. 4, 5, and 6 are later games in the series when the series started to go down a different route. But this is Resident Evil. This is where it all started. Ah, crap. I shouldn't be going in there now because... Frick. Okay, I'm going to go back. Not that much of a journey, really. Oh, we don't have to go through the door at the same time. I can just go through the... No, what am I going to use now? No, it isn't there. But I can just go... Oh, another thing as well, right? I think you really should see a very isolated experience. As I mentioned, like if you pick Jill in the game, you are primarily playing as Jill, and you don't, apart from bumping into Barry very briefly throughout the experience, you're just playing as Jill, right? And Chris is the one captivated in the mansion, or in the lab. There's a prison area in the lab, and then he plays Chris is the opposite. Like Jill is being held captive, right? So that's the way it should be. A very isolated experience. We don't have to have multiple characters on like some kind of like SWAT team fucking type experience. Like I don't want that, you know. I'll put that away for now. don't need it yet. I've only used that, I think, 3 times. What? Never mind. Okay. That's where yawn is. Shit, I should have gotten the dog whistle because of pink. Oh, that's Barry again.
Barry.
Jill, got any good news?
Other than I'm still alive in this madhouse? No.
Can't say it's much safer here either. We'd better secure our escape route first. There's gotta be a back door somewhere.
All right then, let's split up again.
Hey, hold on a sec. Look what I've found.
What?
A can of fizz. It's sure to yellow and mellow those things. It's yours. Hopefully you won't have to use it.
So again, you see Jill interacting with Barry after well, even though you saw him a few minutes ago, but you know, that should be adapted as well.
What about you?
Oh, don't worry. I like the buddy system we have here.
I see. Thanks, I'll take it.
See you later.
Ciao.
Or maybe like an episode where you see you know, Barry exploring the mansion, then you see an episode where Jill is exploring the mansion. Do you know that kind of a thing? Like, I think that would be spectacular. Oh, it's not going to the side. Okay, fair enough. Because there is another door. Oh, it's armor as well. Okay, didn't know that. Alright, so I'll go back to where we came, so. That's where the dog whistle needs to be used, I think, anyway. Oh. Jesus. You just wasted a shitload of my ammo, you bastard. Do you know what? I'm not fucking wasting a single fucking bullet in you. Cunt. Well, I still have a lot of ammo, so. Yeah, get up from that one. Well, he's gonna get up, isn't he? No, he's not. He's not getting up for that one. Right, I think it's time to use the dog whistle now. I think anyway. What, does he come back, is it? Looks like the one's been dead for several, okay. But is he gonna, like, does he come back? I can't remember. Oh, he does. Well, not anymore. important to kill as many of those zombies as you can permanently, because they'll become crimson heads, and nobody wants some crimson head, because they're not good. I think one thing I really would like to see though in adaptation is just the soundtrack. Like, the soundtrack is just so iconic to the series. It needs to be recreated in some kind of way, like just any kind of way. Like, wait, is there a zombie? God, I can't fucking see properly. Wait, is that? No, there's no more zombies here, is there? Okay. I've used the lockpick. I think this is where you fight the mutt. Yeah. Alright, let's fight the mutt. I should have brought a shotgun with me, but I'll be grand. Right, let's stand here. Crap. Oh shit. Oh fuck. You mutt. So that's the imitation key. I'm not going to heal my wounds. This is a handy area. A very handy area, because you can use these a few times. You don't have to pick them up. You can just use them. See, that's pretty handy. So I like that, but certainly this is a new area back there. Put away the imitation key for now. There's a broken shotgun inside here, I think. secondary attack. We can tase. We can actually swap. What? So I now have a taser. How cool is that? Take the broken shotgun. Refill my canteen. Thank you very much. Ink ribbon. Thank you very much. I am also as well. Oh, I'm not okay. Also, I must have used the invitation key. So must have two then. Yeah. So also there's there are 7 S.D. Perry novels, Resident Evil novels out there that are based on a lot of Resident Evil games, including this game right here, that actually not only stays true to the games, but just, oh my god almighty, just expands so much of the existing lore, some of the characters, and they use new characters as well, but they just fit in so well with the story, and it's far better than, you know, Welcome to Raccoon City. I need that crap. Yeah. Okay, let's burn these fuckers. But I need to refuel. No. Oh. So you only get 2 uses out of those. Not too bad. It's very important to set those zombies on fire, because if you don't, you just forget, and then you'll come back to an area and they'll just go running at you. And you can very quickly, that's definitely an armor up here. Sometimes I write down the areas where there's armor and sword and helmet doors, so I can kind of keep track of where I'm going. But I find there's a natural path anyway, that sometimes just naturally kind of just slot into, like, you know, it's just handy, like. Wait, what? Oh, I'm confused now. I thought that was a shortcut back there. Wait, oh no, what the hell is going on? Oh yeah, I knew there was something. See? Okay. Get mixed up with the original Resident Evil. Ah, you're not going to get me now, you cunt. Aha. Burnt. There's a second fucker up there as well, isn't there? Burnt. Wait, I don't even think I was in any of these doors. Yeah. It's locked near the side. Oh, have I been in here yet? I have. No, what the hell? Okay, that's... Oh, that's not where I need to go. I know where to go. What's funny is I still got lost playing this game. It's a huge mansion. Oh, burn him now. Burn, baby, burn. Let's go. Oh, you bastard! Fucking Jesus Christ, okay. Bastard of a cunt, man. It's gonna fuck out of me. Okay. See it? Okay, sometimes that happens. That bastard. Actually, yeah, I'll come back and deal with him later. Once I pick up my fucking heart. Yeah, I'll come back and do him later. He's gonna pay for scaring the fuck out of me. Lads, it's not every day I get like new jump scares playing Resident Evil because I've played him so many times, but I just wasn't expecting him to come back so quickly like that. No, like, Jesus Christ. Oh wait, oh, I forgot about him. Okay. Praised by that. I think this might be the final. Oh yeah, this might be the final countdown. Final door dimension. That. No, that's interesting. I thought that would have been the final countdown. Oh, stop that. Oh, sorry. Where's the other sword key area? Right, there's a defense side. I'm gonna burn him. Oh. These kind of scenes as well, like, you know, should be adapted to a series as well. No need to waste the bullets. No need to waste the bullets at all. So I still have the sword key. Oh. Oh no, oh fuck. Don't come back, please. Oh god, no. Some fright. No. Okay, now I'm actually confused because I don't know where the fuck I'm going. Oh, I know where I'm going now. No. Yes, no, yeah. So I might as well take the... No. Not yet. Because, oh no, actually I will. Oh, it's getting late now. Almost 2 o'clock in the morning here. I think I'm going the right way anyway. I think there should be... No, didn't she open that with lockpick? No, it's locked with lockpick. Oh, this has to be it. Oh, fuck! Oh, no, I forgot I did. What you gonna do? 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 Look at you. Oh, fuck. Take away. Come on. And get me. Oh wait, so I was already... I don't need to be here. But it's convenient, so we'll go here. Okay. But they're gonna jump through the window and scare the shit out of me. I think it's only when you come back. Yeah, it's only when you come back they jump. Okay. Now when you come back through this hallway, they will jump. The windows will crack for now. This is actually something like they've done in Resident Evil 2 Remake as well. You know how people who would have played the original would have known in Resident Evil 2 Remake when they saw the liquor passing the window. Like, so if they had done that in the remake, the fans would have known when the liquor was going to arrive. So they actually did that in the original remake as well. Because in the first game, you basically they jump through the window like that, and then the remake is like, oh, okay, that hasn't happened yet, So it's actually when you come back. It's only when you come back that happens. And I'm not going to lie, when I played the remake for the first time on the GameCube, I actually shat myself. I'm not even joking, man. There was shit coming down my leg, man. Okay, so now we just need to... I'm just going to go back and save the progress, and we're going to end the live stream. And hopefully I'll remember exactly where to go. But I probably won't. Because I'm stupid. Oh no, they're going to jump through the fucking thing. Oh no. Right. Let's see if we can remember where to go now. The next time. So right now I want to save my progress, but I can't, can I? Because that's not going to work. Certain amount of times. But it's... Fuck. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Oh, yeah, I don't know. It's fine. That's definitely going to do for this live stream, I think. We'll put away this for now. I'll actually refuel my canteen if it lets me. Okay. Get out my ink ribbon. Ribbons, save my progress and get some much needed sleep as we approach 2 a.m. here in Ireland. I'm going to save over Chris's save file. I'm sure he won't mind. So as we round off the live stream, and what you saw there for around 2 hours or over 2 hours is just a portion of what is Resident Evil. You know, you saw the opening cinematic. You know, you heard about the bizarre murders in the outskirts of Raccoon City. So, you know, RPD stars sent in to investigate. Sent in Bravo team first. We lost communication with them, so then Alpha team is sent in. They find a helicopter. They realize they were attacked by something. Then you realize it was monsters, and went into the mansion. More monsters in the mansion. So like that's Resident Evil. That is what Resident Evil is. None of this new Raccoon City bullshit. London 2036. You know, Black Wesker and these two fucking kids. You know, come on, like, this is Resident Evil, for fuck's sake. Somebody out there, just please, for the love of God, just make a good adaptation of this. You know? So, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next live stream.